Alright, so Nina and I got back from Michigan and picked up parts from Luke, aka Bearded Wrencher, for the rescue Tercel. Some of it's, yeah, decently nice, but some of it's not. Like, here's the bumper. Yeah. It's okay. I mean, it's got a little cancer down here, but I mean, the bracket's solid, so I figured for now it'll be at least a bumper for the car. And then we ended up getting some interior parts. Of course, they're not the same color, but they're close enough. It's better than having nothing. Got steering column stuff, speaker covers. Let's just break it before we put it on the car. Then the headlight buckets, antenna, all the headlight harnesses that I'm missing. Actually, that's not the headlight harness. This is the headlight harness, because they cut it off on my car. He did not have a fan, but I do have a fan coming in the mail, but the motor's locked up, so I'm just going to get a new motor on Rock Auto for it. This is actually for my 83. Mine's bent, so yeah. I ended up hanging the fender on so I can start sanding it. And this is going to be the other fender I use. My red fender we picked up on the other side of Pennsylvania a year ago. It's really clean, so thank God I had these fenders because that guy took it. So I said I would show the color, so that's what I'm going to do. Here's the color I'm going to go with. The old spray can special from Walmart. And these are the wheels. So that's what the paint will look like. I think it's going to look really sharp on the car. It's going to be a full rattle can paint job, so curious to see how that goes. Don't mind me and my boredom. I'm a little tired. It's in the morning. And we got our windshield. Brand new unit in the box. Woohoo! So yeah, I'm going to continue sanding on the car. I'll do a time lapse of all the sanding. I already started this, but I videoed that, so I'll throw it in there. So yeah, that's just a quick update on the parts pile, I guess, and what color I'm going with. So stay tuned. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this quarter panel here. Mainly because there's a big molding that goes right here and covers up this whole spot. Minus this, of course, but we're going to fill it in. I don't want to try and bead blast this and get all crazy with it. So what I'm going to do is just Duraglass this smooth again, so it kind of levels it out, and sand on that. So I'm going to go ahead and smear some Duraglass on this and see how it comes out. I know some people will complain because I'm going to leave this go, but it's pretty solid, so I'm not really too worried about it. I want to just leave it. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on this. So let's go ahead and get rolling. Alright, well, we'll have to give it another coat. probably. Usually got to give them 2 or 3 coats. Or you can just leave it like that. That's what most people do around here. Haha. Yeah. We'll let that cure and keep sanding on other places. Oh, yeah. Hi YouTube. So my girlfriend wants to do some sanding on the rescue Tercel. Right? Mm-hmm. She's never used a DA before, so our goal is not to take it clear down to bare metal. Just do what we did over here. I sanded a lot on the fender, that's fine. Just trying to rough it up, make it smooth, because we're just going to prime over it anyway. So we're not looking to take it down to bare metal. So this is going to be like schooling for her, I guess. Not that I'm a professional or anything, but this is our goal. Once we can start seeing the old primer and stuff coming through. Perfect! Good enough! Except for that, I had to grind that a lot because it had a sticker on it. You can still kind of read it. So, whatever.
Does that say Toyota?
Yeah, it still says Toyota. I hope it doesn't show through the paint, but I don't think it matters because we're going to put a sticker on it anyway.
Toyota with a D.
No, I'm not doing that. So, she's going to go ahead and start playing on this quarter panel here. Get some tape out of the way. Well, come on. Grab your airline. This ought to be interesting.
Why?
Because you've never used one. You don't have to go full trigger all the time either. You can go.
I like full trigger on it.
Yeah, but it tank's freshly aired. You don't need to.
Okay.
Put your hand here, one there, and then the other on the trigger. That's getting good. We'll have to do some more here. It's rough.
Yeah, I wasn't done yet.
Nah.
This is throwing me off.
Yeah, you can avoid that if you want me to do that. I was going to take it off, but I think I'm just going to leave it on when we paint it. We'll just tape that off.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Time lapse it?
Sure.
I think we should time lapse it. Well, how do you feel after all that sanding?
Fine, just fine. It was fun.
Fine.
You always start the camera on me.
So we finally put, I got lazy and only did half the hood. So yeah. Got the red fender on halfway, got it sanded down quite a bit because that paint was really oxidized. Started sanding the hood that was on the 83 out there. It's now on this car. I still got to do a little more Duraglass sanding on here because for some reason this fender's like dented in here. And it was creased right here. And I'm trying to save that fender because it's rust free. So I'm going to reuse it. So that's what we're doing. But yep. Nina sanded all this side on her own today. First time playing with a DA sander. We still got to do the roof. That's the last bit of sanding other than the other half of the hood that I was lazy and didn't do. So yeah. Won't be long. Should be getting painted.
Nice and smooth.
Minus all the dust.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting.
That was from the drag on.
This hood sucks because it's still got the clear coat on it. It's taken forever. This was like an hour of sanding just on this side, and it's got these little, I don't know, where are they at? I don't know if there's
They're
any.
all up here a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but there's like blisters
You can tell over here. Where you
all over
sanded
the hood. And when you start sanding them, this is what they look like. And then underneath, they're like little rust pits. Apparently trap moisture, so I don't know if maybe this hood was painted before. I don't know. I've never experienced this before, so it sucks. So I gotta grind everything clear down to steel. But oh well.
If you know the cause of that, let it in the comments.
Yeah,
I'd
I
like
don't.
to know.
Yeah, I don't understand what causes that. But this is the first time the car's had a straight front end on it since we got it. I mean, it had a good fender on it, but he took the fender. And since she was sanding, I went ahead and wired up our headlight harnesses and turn signal harnesses, and we have headlights and turn signals now. So that's cool. A little extra work while she was working harder. So yeah, that's the car now. And you got the old 83 sitting out there with the old hood back on it. So yeah, I guess until next time, maybe the next video will be paint time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there ain't no point in videoing me sanding the other half of this hood for an hour and a half. It's not worth it. So yeah, I'm thinking next video is going to be primer and paint time. Kind of excited and a little nervous about that because I've never painted a whole car.
Me
so,
too, and
yeah.
I got my own little side, and I've never painted before.
I don't think that. I don't think you're gonna paint the whole car now.
No, my whole side.
I think we'll let you paint like a fender.
Like, that's not fair.
Because if you screw it up,
like, I'm
gonna be twice as mad as if I screw it up. So
it's a beater car.
it ain't a beater. This thing's nicer than my other one. What are you thinking? She's nuts.
I want this whole side.
No, maybe you can paint like this part. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, soon car's gonna get painted. Maybe next week. That would be pretty awesome.
What if I get like comments below that I get to paint the whole passenger side?
But what if it looks totally different than the driver's side?
Then let me do the driver's side too.
But what if it looks terrible?
But if you teach me, then I'll do a good job.
I'm not a good job.
Look at
I
how-
don't do good paint jobs. I
Look-
mean, I do okay.
Also, what if I do a good job?
I've only ever done like panels at a time or patchwork. I've never done a whole car. Like I think the biggest thing I've ever painted was a hood.
We got this.
I don't know. We'll see.
We got this.
I don't know how much primer I want to do. I was going to get them turbo cans of primer and use those, but I don't know if I really need to do that much primering because the old paint and primer is still mostly on it. Kind of thinking of maybe doing some spot primer. Get the metal covered, make sure that's primered good, and then everywhere else that's still got paint, maybe just do a couple of dust coats of primer just to get the even coat of primer and color under the paint. And then, so I think I'm going to not go with the turbo can primer because it's really not worth spending all the money. We probably only need a few cans of primer versus buying a whole case of that stuff. So,
Yep.
all right, well, I guess if you want to see more work on this turd, just subscribe and watch my terrible videos. Right?
Yep. Until next time. See you later.